Breaking overnight, police issue an Amber Alert for a 7-month-old from Danville who's believed to be in extreme danger. Emma Grace Kennedy was taken from the quick stop on Riverside Drive in Danville. Police say her abductor may be heading towards North Carolina. Police say this man, 51-year-old Carl Ray Kennedy, took her. According to authorities, he's a registered sex offender and was out of jail on $250,000 bond for drug distribution. Police say he used a knife to assault Emma's mother before taking her. He was last seen heading east on Route 58. Police believe Kennedy is driving a gold Suzuki 4-door with North Carolina plates. If you see the car, Kennedy, or the child, you are asked to call police. This story is continuing to develop. We'll keep you updated with the latest on air and online at WSLS.com.
Just a few minutes ago, we got some new pictures into our newsroom from Danville Police. We'll go ahead and show them to you here. They show the suspected abductor, 51-year-old Carl Kennedy, with his 7-month-old daughter in his arms in the parking lot of the Quick Shop on Riverside Drive here in Danville. We also just recently got some new license plate information into our newsroom from State Police. State Police now say to be on the lookout for North Carolina tags of EKZ 5093, as well as North Carolina tags FAA 1873. The car that 51-year-old Carl Kennedy is believed to be driving is in fact a gold 2007 Suzuki Forenza. Police originally reported that it was a Suzuki, and then early this morning said that it was a Subaru, but now police are confident it is a Suzuki. This is a picture of 51-year-old Carl Kennedy and 7-month-old Emma Kennedy. Police say Carl Kennedy and the baby's mother got into some type of argument in the parking lot of the Quick Shop on Riverside Drive around 8 o'clock last night. Kennedy then reportedly physically assaulted the baby's mother, took the baby out of the mother's car, and took off heading east in the gold Suzuki. Carl Kennedy is a registered sex offender in North Carolina and is believed to have had a knife on him when the alleged assault happened. Danville Police, State Police, as well as police in North Carolina, rather, and the FBI are actively trying to find Carl and his 7-month-old daughter right now.
We have no information that he has harmed a child or that he's going to harm a child. However, our concern is, when you have an emotional incident like this, that the child could be injured. And like I said before, our main concern is the safety of this child. And I know at the end of the day, that's got to be what he's thinking.
If you see Kennedy or you know where he is, certainly call 911 immediately. Of course, we will keep you updated throughout the day as this story develops. For now, though, live in Danville, Colter Anstad, 10 News, working for you.
A multi-state manhunt is underway right now after police say a North Carolina sex offender abducted his 7-month-old daughter in Southside.
Danville police say 51-year-old Carl Kennedy took Emma Kennedy from her mother last night at a gas station. Family members say Emma's mother didn't know about Kennedy's criminal past.
They say that he was arrested back in March on drug charges and had since been released. Relatives claim that's when Kennedy started harassing the family.
10 News reporter Colter Anstad has been following this case all day and joins us live outside the gas station where this abduction happened. So Colter, police say that he could be switching license plates in order to avoid being captured?
Yeah, that's right, John. He is believed, Kennedy that is believed to have left the Quick Stop gas station here on Riverside Drive in a gold 2007 Suzuki Forenza. But according to police, the license plate on the car belongs to a different car. This is a picture of the car, and what police say is Kennedy taking his 7-month-old daughter, Emma. In fact, police say Kennedy actually has access to 4 cars, the Suzuki, of course, but also a burgundy Toyota Corolla, a blue Jeep Cherokee, and a Dodge Dakota truck. There are 2 North Carolina plates you are being asked to look out for, EKZ 5093 and FAA 1873. Police also say Kennedy may have a knife with him, but say there is no information, or they have no information at this point anyway, to suggest he plans to hurt his 7-month-old daughter. This afternoon, our sister station in Greensboro, North Carolina, which covers Randolph County, North Carolina, where Kennedy is last known to have lived, spoke to the Randolph County Sheriff about this case. We also heard from the sister of the baby's mother this afternoon.
We're just trying to exhaust every lead that we can here, or every place that we can search here in Randolph County, since he is from Randolph County.
I just hope that anyone who sees something that's off or has seen this car will just be a little more aware and just please call the authorities, or, you know, I don't know, be a local hero and speak up or say something to stop something that you see that's going on.
As always, if you have any information about Kennedy's whereabouts or about this case, contact 911 immediately. Live in Danville, Colter Anstadt, 10 News, working for you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're following breaking news out of North Carolina as an Amber Alert has been canceled after Danville police say 51-year-old Carl Kennedy has been arrested in Randolph County, North Carolina. He's accused of kidnapping his 7-month-old daughter, Emma Kennedy, Sunday night in Southside. Of course, it was the subject of an Amber Alert that's been watched across the country. They say the baby girl appears to be in good health and is being evaluated at a local hospital. Her mother has been notified. 10 News reporter Tommy Lopez is at the Randolph County Sheriff's Office. He joins us now live. So, Tommy, I understand that you just saw Carl Kennedy being escorted by deputies into the Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, we saw a man that we think is Carl Kennedy. He was just behind me. He was being taken into another building here at the Randolph County Sheriff's Office. There were FBI agents here. They all got out of a vehicle. There were other sheriff's deputies as well, and they walked over to this building. This is what you're seeing here. This was about 30 minutes ago, not long after we received news that of the arrest and of the canceled Amber Alert. So it is good news for everyone in Danville and Southern Virginia, as well as for everyone here in North Carolina. This is Asheboro, North Carolina, about a 15-minute drive south of Randleman, where police say that the U.S. Secret Service was involved, FBI agents, and some local law enforcement in finding Carl Kennedy. And again, as you said, there is good news that the 7-month-old is safe and she is at a local hospital. That is just a precaution. They believe that she is okay. And so we do expect to learn more today. We know that the Sheriff's Office is going to speak to us here about the latest in this investigation, any other details they might have on how they were able to track down Carl Kennedy. There are still some details, John, at this time that we don't know.
7-month-old Emma Kennedy is safely back with her mother tonight.
Multiple law enforcement agencies were there this afternoon as Carl Kennedy was taken into custody. It happened at a house in Randleman, North Carolina, just south of Greensboro. 10 News reporter Tommy Lopez joins us tonight live from Randolph County. So, Tommy, what have you learned?
We've learned more about how they found these two. We've also learned more about how the arrest played out. We know there was a swarm of law enforcement officers at this house, and we know that they're all very, very glad to know that this toddler is safe tonight and back with her family. We do want to show you this video. Our cameras were rolling as they took Kennedy in and out of another building for questioning. We saw this today at the Randolph County Sheriff's Office. The FBI and Secret Service were involved in this investigation. Danville police did head it up. So someone saw him. They saw Kennedy, they saw the toddler and the car, and they called police. Investigators followed that tip. They found them at a mobile home in Randleman. That's about 15 minutes north of here. They think he was moving locations since Sunday night and that he had gotten to that house earlier in the day. A North Carolina deputy rushed into that little girl. He scooped her up and he took her out right away. They say they took Kennedy into custody fairly quickly as well. He didn't react much to it all. And there were other people in that house, but police say that they are not going to say if anyone else is going to face charges.
The child is in good health, has been taken to get a checkup to make sure that she's okay, but everything appears to be fine, and she's in protective custody and is very safe.
Yeah, it's a very happy description tonight. The sheriff says Kennedy painted his gold sedan black. Investigators think he stayed close to home. They don't think he left the Tri-County area since he got into North Carolina. New at 6, we have audio of the 911 call from a woman nearby who was very quickly trying to tell police to warn them of their location. Take a listen to this.
Randolph County 911, where's your emergency?
Hey, I need this to be extremely discreet. Carl Kennedy is that's with the baby boy.
Ma'am, what's the address?
Randleman, North Carolina, 27317. I don't know how long he'll be there.
And he's there with the baby now?
Yes, just now called and let me know.
You're not there, correct? Is the child okay?
Yes.
Hey, what's the phone number you're calling me from? Do you know that? Okay, how did he get there?
I don't know. I'm not there.
Okay.
He just called me panicking. Carl's here with the baby, wanting me to go get her some diapers and formula.
Okay.
I'm panicking.
Okay.
I said, keep him there.
Okay, we're going to get an officer out there. If he leaves, if you get any information that he leaves, you need to give us a call back as soon as possible.
It's a chilling description, and we do know that when Kennedy does get back to Danville, he's going to face charges for domestic assault and abduction. Guys.
Tommy, I understand that you just spoke to the officer who actually saved the young girl. What did he have to say?
Yeah, his name is Jimmy Barnes. He walked us through what this was like to walk into that house. He saw Carl Kennedy holding the child in his arms. He says they're just so glad that she's safe tonight. They say, you know, when this investigation goes more than a day like this, you start to think the worst. You start to wonder if the child is in an okay state and if this man, Kennedy, was going to react negatively, be aggressive with police. They are so thankful also that they did not have to fire their weapons or have anything else happen in this incident. They all, just visibly, you can see on their face, so happy to see this come to an end. So happy for this family, as we all are tonight. Live in Asheboro, North Carolina, Tommy Lopez, 10 News, working for you.
10 News reporter Coulter Anstad continues our team coverage tonight at the Danville Fire Department's headquarters, where an emergency operations center was set up. So, Coulter, what happens now?
Yeah, Brittany, as you can probably imagine, the 24 or so investigators who have been working tirelessly for the better part of 2 days here at the Emergency Operations Center will have a debrief. After that, they will continue investigating as needed as Kennedy is brought back here to Danville to face his charges. Around 12:30 this afternoon, the Danville Police Department announced that 51-year-old Carl Kennedy, charged with abducting his 7-month-old daughter from a Danville gas station Sunday night, was in custody and his 7-month-old daughter safe.
There'll be an extradition process that he'll go through in North Carolina involving a hearing. And he could waive that hearing and it would speed the process up. I don't know that he's going to do that, but there is a legal process that you have to go through for that. And that could be a month, it could be 2 weeks. It's difficult to say.
Danville Police Department Lieutenant Mike Wallace said once Kennedy is brought back to Danville, the police department will officially serve him with warrants for abduction and assault. Police say Kennedy physically assaulted the mother of his 7-month-old daughter in the gas station parking lot before taking the infant out of the mother's car and driving off. Danville Police Department Lieutenant Steve Richardson was one of the investigators who spent hours working the phones in the Emergency Operations Center and was in the center when the good news came in this afternoon.
There's a lot of happy folks here. We've got a large partnership here. We've gotten a lot of leads and been close. We've missed them. We've found locations and sent investigative leads all over North Carolina.
Thanks to a citizen, investigators got the lead they needed early this afternoon, and less than 30 minutes later, Kennedy was headed to jail.
I knew the team went out, and it was very shortly thereafter when we got that lead, within 15 to 20 minutes, that the child was safe.
7-month-old Emma Kennedy was taken to the hospital in Randolph County, North Carolina, where she was, of course, found. She was given a checkup, but investigators say she did not appear to be physically harmed when they found her this afternoon. Live in Danville, Coulter Anstad, 10 News, working for you.
10 News reporter Shane Dwyer is also in North Carolina tonight. He continues our coverage from the Asheboro Hospital. That's where Emma Kennedy was evaluated. Shane?
John, the hospital tonight can't tell us too much because of privacy laws, but can tell us that Emma Kennedy was treated and has been released. She is doing A-OK. As you heard earlier, she is now with her family, safe and sound. Police brought her here earlier this afternoon around 1:30 just for precautionary checkup. The hospital says again she was evaluated, treated, and released a little more than an hour later. She was released directly to her family, who was very happy to have her. The hospital says that despite the circumstances, it was a great moment to be a part of.
There was a lot of family support there, and I think everyone was happy at the end result. Our staff was happy to provide that quality care and to be there. You know, our interest is always the patient and the family, and I think we executed that 100% today to ensure that they were safe.
I spoke with the child's aunt tonight, Amy Metzger, who is her you heard from yesterday. She tells me, quote, "Our family is so grateful to have Emma Grace back healthy and safe with us again. We thank all of the friends, viewers, media, police, and authorities who have supported us during this time and made it possible for us to locate Emma. Everyone who helped in every little way are heroes today. You brought Emma home. God bless." She tells me the family is headed back to Danville right at this moment to be able to be together and spend some much needed time together and as a family. Live in Ashboro, Shane Dwyer, 10 News, working for you.
Yesterday's Amber Alert may now have been canceled, but this case is far from over. Tonight, we're getting a look at new video of the scene as police moved in to arrest Carl Kennedy for the abduction of baby Emma Grace. We've also learned that the 51-year-old is being held on $2 million bond in Randolph County, North Carolina, while Danville police complete the extradition process. But first, we're hearing what the baby's mother is saying today. Kristen Murphy, the mother of young Emma Kennedy, was understandably relieved, making her first public comments since police recovered the child unharmed on Tuesday.
I always had hope. I mean, we always hope that everything is going to work out the way that it's supposed to. So, I mean, it was difficult. Of course, I had my fears. I think any parent that has a child abducted always hopes for the best and tries to prepare, should something happen, but I didn't even want to go there, really.
Meanwhile,
7 sheriff cars, 2 undercover cars, and about 16 at the end of the street.
Facebook video shows the moments leading up to the arrest of 51-year-old Carl Kennedy.
He's got a gun.
Watch closely, and you can see police surrounding the home where Kennedy was hiding with baby Emma, the building with a Confederate flag hanging on the front porch. The woman who lives in the house stands with police, covering her eyes when police kick in the door to the home.
Look, they got him. Here he comes out.
A few minutes later, a deputy could be seen holding the baby safely outside the police perimeter. The woman, identified only as Taylor, says Kennedy knocked on her door and asked to feed the baby and change her diaper.
I was like, do I let him in and make the call, or do I let him go and tell him to run? But the baby was all I could think about.
She called her mother, who called police.
The ambulance was here and the crime scene tape went up. I wasn't really sure what was going on.
They showed up, he ran through the house and hid with the baby.
The very first thing that Kristen did was thank law enforcement during the interview today and also the media for the way that this all turned out. A North Carolina man will soon learn how much time he'll spend behind bars for abducting his daughter from a Danville gas station. Carl Kennedy pled guilty to 6 charges this morning, including kidnapping and child abuse. The registered sex offender made headlines during an Amber Alert back in June when he took Emma Grace Kennedy from her mother. Police say that he assaulted the mother, who has custody of the child after an argument. The baby was found safe 2 days later. Kennedy will be sentenced next month.